In this final video tutorial for the company budget assignment, I'm going to show you how to create a pie graph that shows the total profit, the total net profit per month. And we're going to represent each of those months by percents. And the reason we're going to choose percents and not dollars here is because dollars are a little bit too big to fit here or to fit just outside of each slice of our pie graph. So we'll represent that in percents. So this is what it will look like roughly when we're finished. So I'm going to navigate back over to my budget. You can see I have already created this, and as I've done on other charts, I'm going to delete it and we will start over. I'm going to navigate over to the budget sheet from my budget Google Sheets document, and what I'm going to want to highlight here, and actually I already have it highlighted but I will unhighlight it to highlight it again, is in row 36. I am going to highlight all the way across through December. Again, as we've done on other charts, I do not want to highlight the total because it's not equal to the other columns. So I'm going to highlight like this, and then I'm going to get started on my chart, my pie graph or pie chart. And I'm going to select pie chart. I'm guessing it's going to tell me that it can't create it yet because it's not formatted correctly to do that. So I've selected pie, and I'm going to go back to the Start tab on my chart editor, and I'm going to tell this chart editor that I'd like to include, and let me show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it here. I want to include my months here, and as we've done before, we've included A4 to M4, and so I'm going to do that in front. A4, I'm going to use the colon as that's through N4, and I'm going to put a comma and a space in between. And I'm guessing it's still going to tell me that it cannot create a pie chart. Well, there's a few other things that I need to do. First off, I'm going to want to combine ranges vertically rather than horizontally. And I'm telling it that what I want it to do is I'm telling them that they're parallel this way. So we're matching vertically. If that's confusing, don't worry. I'm going to use row 4 as headers. And I'm also going to tell it to switch rows and columns. And now, if I would create my 3D pie chart, I should get something that looks like this. Again, just in case you missed that, here's what your chart editor should look like. Feel free to pause the video if you would need to make that chart look like this. So I'm going to go over to the Customize tab now. And I'm going to retitle this chart as Net Profit per Month. I am going to increase the font size to 20 simply as a matter of preference. I'm going to keep the legend right where it is, so you may edit this if you'd like. I'm not going to. I'm going to be consistent with my other charts, and I'm going to change the font to Courier New. I'm going to make my background gray just to be consistent. And then I'm going to keep my slices, as I said before, as percents. Now if I hover, you can see I get a dollar amount as well. However, it does not give you the dollar amount when you put the chart on a separate page that I know of, which I think is a drawback. But we're going to leave it as percents. I'll show you why. If I go to value, there's not room to display my dollars. Too big of a number, so we're going to switch back to percents. There's a couple other options down here with a pie chart that we didn't explore before. I could create a border, but I think that's only for the non-3D version. Let's see. Yeah, I could add a border there if I wanted, but I have a 3D chart. I think that looks a little nicer. And so I'm going to leave it just like that. If you would like to, you can also change the colors for your months. That is not a big deal to me. I'm just going to leave it the same, but if you would like to spend some time arranging the colors, you can do that as well. So this is the way I want my chart to look. I'm now going to click on Insert, and I have this handy chart right here that, of course, sits right in the middle of a page of numbers. And so I would like to move the chart to its own sheet. And I've done that now, except it just saves as chart 9. I'm going to title it as Net Profit Per Month Chart. I'm going to press Enter, and then I'm going to move that all the way over to the right. So now on my sheet I have a budget spreadsheet that's all filled out. I have a sales worksheet. I've got this annual sales chart. I've got a total revenue chart, and I've got a net profit chart. And once you've finished this step of this pie chart for net profit per month, you can turn in your assignment. It should only require clicking Submit on Google Classroom.